Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. I'm back, folks, from a 2-week suspension. My second strike on my channel. So, do the math, put it together. I'm definitely doing something that the mainstream doesn't agree with. Let's just put it that way. Moving forward. This is an old shot from solar flares that I took a while ago, and I've posted them on videos, and people look at these and they see the solar activity, the coronal mass ejections, and certain things like that. But I've never seen anyone look deep into the photos that are given to see what's really going on. And you can see I have two different entities outlined, one in green and one in blue. Now, mind you, I've never seen anyone on YouTube or any other platform in this so-called realm of existence to ever look at solar flares in this manner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to show you the entity that folks call Satan or Lucifer. Okay, I'm zooming in slowly. You see his face. Eye, nose, mouth, lips, ears, or some type of horns on top of his head. Okay, you clearly see his eye. He has some type of helmet on with a jewel in the middle and a nose guard like armor. Okay, because the bridge of the nose on most medieval helmets, and even still to this day, is always protected. So weak spot. You see he has armor on like he's a 5-star general. Shoulder pad, the whole 9 yards. I'm just going to zoom you in on the face. Okay. Third eye vision at its highest. Eye, nose, mouth. Look at the lips. Okay. Now this would be one of the embodiments of Lucifer, Satan, the king of hell, whatever name you want to give him. Okay. It's the one that has the whole world deceived. And we're going to zoom out and you see his wings. You see his armor. He's holding something. Almost like the Predator, like he ripped someone's head out, and here's their spinal cord, and here's his feet, which are hooves. Okay, I'll zoom in tight on that. Seeing is believing. See? Just like the scribe, a hooved creature with wings. He's wearing armor, meaning he's intelligent because he's defending himself. Armor is something to protect. He has some type of deceased creature in its right hand. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in on that for you. See him holding the creature here, and then his spinal cord is exposed. This is the head of it. It's like some type of giant bug. It has a appendage on the top of his head. Here's his eye, and it's looking down because it's being cradled. Back to the face. For the naysayers, the folks that can't see, I'm here to help you see. Had a phone call today from George Macon. And he said, Riz, man, you're a very important part of this puzzle. You're showing folks things in the supernatural realm that they never believed were true. And I said, yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time. But, doing this job is tough. A tough job in a place that's not easy. And then over here, we have a woman's face. Looks like she's being tormented. Here's her eye, nose. Her mouth looks like something's coming out of it or it's stitched together. Here's her hair and a look of sorrow. Zoom that in for you. Think that's a fluke? I'll zoom out to give you better perspective. Yeah, so these are the things I see, folks. And this is, the same photo. You see the guy. People talk about these mythical beings and entities and angels and creatures. I could talk about them and show them to you. That's the difference. You see him? He's a black individual in some type of war mask that's like half animal skin. You see his color. You see his eye. I mean, you can even see the white of his eye. Look at his mouth. I'm trying to tell you, folks, you need to wake up. We can determine neighborhoods by just the amount of cleanliness that they have. That's a terrible thing. You see him? See his cape or wing? The wing is so organic. I'll zoom you in on it. You see it? Organic, folks. It's attached to his body. The creatures that he's holding with his broken body. Okay? The face next to him looks like to be another melanated person, or maybe severely burned, or I don't know. That's not a good look. You see the nose, the eyes, the mouth. I mean, I could go even deeper into this photo, folks, and look at the portal in the background. I'll zoom in on it for you. Seeing is believing. I'm just not a talking head. You see that? That's way off in the background, folks. And you can see it's something going in it. Zoom out for a perspective. Yeah. Yep. And I'll take you to this. Show you this photo here. Just doing my job, folks. I know a lot of people don't believe what I'm displaying or showing, and it's okay. But if you trust yourself, you trust your heart, and you trust your mind, and most importantly, trust your eyes, that I'm guiding you through this to show you the spiritual wickedness in high places, per Ephesians 6:12. It's not about a battle of the flesh. It's a battle of the soul. Okay? Your only goal here is to choose a path of left or right. That's it. Okay? It's not about being a human resource or a laborer or anything like that. And I'll take you to this giant melanated looking face over here. You see the giant nose, the lips, the upper lip, the bottom lip. It has horns protruding. Okay, we'll bring down some of the light. Okay, and then I'll zoom out for perspective. Nose, eye, horns, lips, massive face. Just look up the lyrics to the Stevie Wonder song, Superstitious. I'm telling you, folks have been deceived so bad, but here's another face, eye, nose, twisted up mouth, spiritual wickedness in high places, per Ephesians. No, it's not a joke, folks. Another wicked face right here. Another one right here. I always say looks like Stripe from the Gremlins, or some type of sea beast, merman, mer creature. See the eye, the nose, the crazy bent up mouth, the appendage on the top of the head, the ears. I mean, I'll zoom you in on the eye if you think I'm just spitballing this. Zoom out. See? It's so much detail, like it's been drawn in, folks. And I'll take you over here to the spikes coming off the head and the ear, so you can see, like, it's not a fluke. Pull down some light. Yeah. Let's take a look, folks. In the midst of that, we have this flying entity right here. I would dare someone to say this is a bug or, some type of bird or... I tell you what, it's a flying entity that's yet to be categorized and told to people. If you never saw an elephant before in your life, and all of a sudden, mysteriously, at a young age or a older age, you saw these creatures, you would think they're monsters. If no one taught you about alligators, they didn't teach you about these beasts that live on the earth. When I say earth, I mean the ground or dirt, not a spinning, rotating ball in space. They're monstrous. Big cats, lions, tigers, certain insects. You've been told about these things so they don't alarm you. But if you were never told about something and was never categorized, it would be monstrous. Understand that. You would have an innate fear. You see the flying creature. Just take a look. Look at how the body is, and it's just like perfectly moving through the sky, aerodynamic. I mean, wow. People talk about fairies and angels, but I've yet to see anyone like show one. But that's where I come in. Moving on. You know, they don't shut my channel down for no apparent reason. Understand that. Shout out Mr. Butterbud. He had this on his community post, so I screenshotted it. Massive entity's face. Okay, because like I talked about a long time ago, even when I was doing videos with Kalai, a lot of the massive ships that are in our atmosphere have animal faces, human faces on the front of them. They're carved like stone. They're like stone vessels. Okay, and then you can see the entities and people all around. I'll take you down here first and zoom in, so you can see it's people here. Let's pull down some light. Get the focus right. Zoom in. You see the people? Faces and eyeballs. Heads and shoulders. Look at that. It looks like he has his arm around this younger one right here. See his bicep muscle right there and his elbow bend? He's flying through the sky. Here's his head. And he's cradling this one right here with the black hair. I'll zoom in tight for you. Seeing is believing. And then take you over here to more entities off to the side. To the layperson, you would just think these are just puffy clouds. You don't understand the type of spiritual battle that's above you. This is the only place that exists, folks. Per the Bible, it tells you that clearly the lower parts of the earth are hell. Where do you think lava comes from? That would be your lake of fire. Okay? Shout out Lucid Dreamer, because she put together that Sodom and Gomorrah is in the United States. It's in either the Nevada or Arizona desert or Sonoran desert. One of these places where everything is vitrified, meaning just stone and glass from a high heat source. Google the definition of vitrification, and you'll understand how sand and glass come to exist from super amounts of intense heat. You know? Moving on. Okay, shout out China Miss Jones. China Miss Jones, I've been super overwhelmed and busy, but here you go. I mean, crazy spiritual entities just showed up, all these colors emitting from the body, and I'm zooming in on the face to show you right here. Here's the eye. It has a beak like a bird. Here's the gigantic ear coming off to the side, and then you see all the colors being illuminated from it. I'm going to zoom in tight and pull down some light. Look at that. Now let's back out a little bit, and I'll show you the whole entire body. Look at the organic flow of this thing. See this? Unbelievable. It's a lot going on out here, folks. This was, I got this from Weirdo Gang. Hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Kashem. But they have a YouTube channel and they go by Weirdo Gang. And this was from someone's blood work. Pull up some light to show you the creature that's on the front right here. That it has a face. You see it? See the eye, the nose, the mouth. It has little small ears on the side. You gotta see it, pointing right at it. And it's connected to this entity. It is this entity. That's the face. And it's looks like some type of symbiosis going on. It has some type of proboscis going into the head of this other creature. Mind you, this was on a mainstream news channel. Stu Peters, I guess it is. But yeah, she screenshotted this, and you know, seeing is believing. You know, I pray to the Most High that this is not what's going on in the hot sauce and then going on in people's bodies, because this is an organic creature. some type of parasite. Zoom you in on the face. You see the black eyes staring right at you. And I'm going to zoom out. The face is going to get dark. But there you go. Peace, love, and light. Okay. These how the craft are cloaked in our atmosphere. You look up, you don't suspect anything, you know? But this is what you have, a cloak vessel. See, it's aerodynamic, okay? Clouds don't have extreme points on the front like that, and geometry, meaning angles, and casting shadows, and have organic bits on the back that look like some type of claw of a crab. I mean, you got to be kidding me. And then on top, you have like spikes. And then, of course, it's always people up there. Let me zoom into the inorganic nature of what they tell you clouds are supposed to be. But this thing has a point like a spear. Just to prove my point. No pun intended. See it? And it has a face on the front. I'm telling you, I just said that in the last segment, that a lot of these craft have animal faces, human faces. They look like stone vessels. But seeing is believing. I'll zoom in and show you the face. Look at the colors, purples, greens. Here's the eyes. The eyes are lit up white. The nose, extremely big chin. Point on top of its head. But it's the front of the vessel. The living vessels. A phrase I coined. See the geometry and angles that's in it? And then if we zoom in right here, you're definitely going to see people, because if it's a vessel or a ship, it's there for a reason. I call it the supernatural Ubers. Yeah, and we're zoom out and back out and just show it to you. See that? That's organic, folks. That's like hooks or claws. This looks like a hermit crab. Craft. Seeing is believing, though. Okay. Chris Archer, the chief, mentioned rainbows in his last video. And then we clearly have a rainbow over San Francisco or California. And then you see the entities in the backdrop, because remember, the rainbow is just taking on the shape of what's over you. It's called the firmament or dome. Okay, so it's casting a reflection of what's actually over top of you. You know, I mentioned that in old videos, the game of life, you know, all these games. You know, Chris Archer showed it on his last video. The one where you pop the little bubble in the middle and you got to go around the circle. I mean, it's all given. You see the faces staring back at you. You know, and the dome is called the vault of the earth. A vault is used in banks. It's for security. It's to keep things safe. So why would it be called the vault of the earth? Because it's a protective dome that encapsulates this place. Planets and nothing and all that stuff is all lies. None of that exists. The only thing that exists is the heavenly kingdom above you. And like I said, per Ephesians 4:9 and other multiple Bible verses, it tells you that the lower parts of the earth are hell. So do the math. You know, and they're always looking through. It said, let us create them in our image. Let us means more than one. And we know that certain people worship different gods. You know, that's just a fact. But they're looking through. And the rainbow is a covenant with the Most High God not to flood the inhabitants of earth. Okay? That's what the rainbow signifies. It's a holy covenant with the Most High God. Okay? Not to flood the ground or the dirt. Moving on. Shout out Chris Archer. From let's go to his channel. This was one of his videos, one of his latest, you know, but we always talk about the vessels that are in the sky. We talk about what's supposed to be clouds that blocks out the light of the world. So we know these are physical objects that are passing past the central light source that are so dark and made with such dark matter that they block out the world's strongest supposedly light. Because they're craft and vessels. You see the geometry on this thing. Look at the front, and I tell you, always organic, a reference to sea life or some type of creature. You see, this is a creature. You see the horns coming out the side of his mouth, his eye, pointy ear, dark spot on the top of his head, dark spot where his nose would be. I mean, how it can't get any clearer than that. That this is some type of animal creature. And then when we zoom out, you'll see it's the head of the vessel. Okay, because when we zoom in here, we see people sitting around. Look how illuminated it is, folks. And that's not from me. I'm trying to pull down the light to show you these creatures that are up there. You see him? With the eye, the ear, horns on his head, nose, mouth, wearing white. One sitting right next to him. Another one with his mouth open right here. Eyes, strange elongated head. I mean, come on. My subscriber count barely moves. And funny enough, it was 7.77 for the longest time. Do the math on the numbers, triple sevens. Spiritual beings all around the craft, because a craft is meant for people to be in and on. Look at this entity in the back right here. Feminine entity with breasts, strange head garment, face, shoulders. Another woman standing next to her. I mean, I'll zoom in and show you. Seeing is believing. You see him off in the corner? One, two. Complete body. Looks like it has a bikini top on, or its upper body is covered. You know, because it's a woman, and I'll zoom out to show you. Wearing white. Standing all around. You see it, folks. Look at that guy right there. If that's not crystal clear to you, I don't know what is. Let's get the focus right and bring down the light. There we are. Seeing is believing. Look at the structure on that thing. Zoom out on my device. Shout out all the sky watchers, man, for keeping it solid and keeping it tight and being truthful. You know, that's all we ask. Dragon's head. Dragons are a reoccurring theme. There's no getting around it. Massive structure up around near the sun. Look at the geometry on this thing. That's a serious rectangle. Chemtrails make straight lines like this and perfect angles, right? You know, rectangles. I mean, wow. Let me know when that started happening. It's another shot, not enhanced. See the structure? I'm telling you, all you need to do is look at time-lapse photo of the sky at night, and you'll see the only thing that rotates is the dome, the vault of the earth. It's not hard, folks. That's the only thing that's going to be spinning. God gave you something called equilibrium and inner ear and balance. Anytime your body rotates and moves, your body's going to know it. Okay? That's when you get vertigo or you get dizzy. Okay? You couldn't exist on anything spinning. You'll be throwing up 24/7. Yeah. But peace, love, and light. I'm going to leave you with this giant spiritual entity's face on the sun. Okay? A black or melanated being, looks like some type of tribal warrior. Okay? It's not a good vibe. Okay? It's just not. You know, believe what you want. Just look around. I could tell neighborhoods from how clean they are. We could tell neighborhoods from the amount of violence. So, you know, do the math. Bring it down to you again. Eye, pupil, strange type helmet going across his face with some type of animal print on it. Here's his mouth, his chin. Like, let's just zoom in on the lips again, so there could be no doubt. And this is a solar flare off the sun that was rotating on my screen, and I paused it, took a screenshot. I go back, do the research, look at it later. We find beings on the sun. Okay? Spiritual wickedness in high places. You don't know where you are. That's why you act the way you do. You've been lied to. And you don't want to come to the realization of where you are. And it's only one way to be, is righteous. That's it. You know good from evil, bad from good. You know, it's no reason why things should be the way they are. But in this place, I totally understand why. You know, you've been tainted to abide to the fuckery and the nonsense. And people tell you that this doesn't exist, that doesn't exist. It's all lies, you know. Yeah, I beg to differ, because I can show you anything out the Bible, talk about supernatural beings, angels, any type of creature. I can show you. Okay? I just don't talk about it. I show and prove, because that's the ability that the Most High God gave me to show the inhabitants of the earth. Choose a side. It's only two ways, left or right. Peace.